there's nowhere for us to get uniform right up like
Man, let me know if you ever need anything.
Yeah, no, I probably will because yeah, we don't have shit.
Oh,
Like
man.
you know, like they don't even have cami. They don't even have ring. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, they have the ring.
Yeah, they don't even have ring.
I mean, if there's no Marines, then what can you expect the story? You know.
I mean, I would.
He's climbing on everything, and she's being a little bitch. Get in your bed. Her little tower has one of those like fabric baskets. And I'm certain.
I was thinking of a fucking wicker basket.
No. He snapped the nest. No, either naps there or she goes lays on the bed and naps. She goes lays on the bed and naps. I feel kind of bad. Then she's like by herself. She tore my gaming chair all to hell. Oh, she likes to climb. But, you know, I don't really care. It's my gaming chair. My wife bought it for me anyway. It's very nice. I didn't want one of those race car type seats. She got me one of those. And I was like, oh. And I, you know, they enjoy it. And it's actually comfier than I thought it was going to be. But it seems to be doing okay so far.
Yeah, I ended up getting. I was gonna get a game chair. I'm like, fuck that thing's too much money. And I saw it's a Serta chair, so it's like a good back and shit.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that thing right there.
I mean, unless you got PewDiePie's chair, you're not a real gamer. Yeah, I'm back to playing Snake, hating life. Dude, fuck no. I'm telling you, I have done, to date, 5,790 attempts. Okay, so no. But it'll happen one day. That's actually, that's part of the reason I started streaming this stuff, is I was hoping maybe with the presence of others, that's, you know, what it would take. But nah, hasn't helped any. I understand. They're just practicing for...
Vibrator not a problem. There's sensitivity with the vibrator. You know, everything in very back form. Very useful fucking goddamn arm inside.
Well, I mean, shoot, ain't no woman, no lady is as good as, you know, original Jill, so no matter.
I guess. Not you guys. Sorry, you fucking fool. Like, Jesus.
Sorry. Like, you got bad dragging out.
Sorry, you used to a fucking thick penis. A 3x3-foot dick. I don't know what to tell you. Well, got it here.
I'm honestly just really waiting for tomorrow for him to show us like what he even intended for us to do at this point. I mean, on top of that too, it's like how much of this is actually relevant to the test? Because I mean, a lot of the shit we've covered, not even like remotely on the test at all. Just we're doing it for fun, and it's not fun.
Only several few years left.
I guess my favorite part of this whole course is when freaking Amberg hot mic'd saying how he, wasting his time on on an exercise that took like 10 minutes. No. I mean, I think he might have piped up, but I mean, like, 4 of us messaged, like, oi, man, you on the mic right now.
We're like, that's new. We're like, oh, shit.
Right about the time I got over to like he was like, yeah, it's my fucking time. Freedom to do whatever we
The teacher here is your fucking time. Not a good time.
I thought for sure he did, but we might have been lucky enough that he stepped away from
Yeah.
So fuck. This is what you guys do.
Yeah, we did get some. Dude, if you would have been in my class with Nia Ramirez, that lucky.
Yeah, I heard her. I've been telling my like leadership up here. I'm like, yeah, my buddy said it was a complete waste of time.
Oh, did I tell you that Anderson got in a fist fight? In the middle of class. Oh, that shit.
They get trouble.
Luckily the teacher was like this younger black lady, and she's prior Air Force, and like that was the day she was going on vacation, so she's like, fuck.
You guys.
ICC.
what the fuck? Who gets in a fist fight with ICC?
Two that fuck all the time.
My face talking shit.
Well, because Durham did Anderson cover.
Yes, when I fought with the person that doesn't like me.
Yeah, well, because Anderson had fucked with Durham, or no, wait, sorry. Durham fucked with Anderson the day prior, then Anderson hit Durham, and Durham lost some shit.
I do like high school. I'm glad we're shit on.
Dude, right, that's what we all thought. Yeah, Durham lost his fucking mind, and then stood up, Anderson stood up. We thought there was a bunch of fucking, they got pushed each other and trying to swing, so we break it up. There was a Navy first class in there. He lost his line. He was like, he didn't get mad, he just like shit himself. Like backed up and went to go try to tell people. We're like, alright, we gotta get. So we had the door. We're like, hey, this. They're like, yeah, just keep it here. And we're like, alright, cool. Nice. We were gonna cover it up and then,
Hands down, the stupidest course in the world is the online science course. Freaking, because I didn't want to go down to Miramar for it, and so I'm doing the online one, and it's already like a waste of my time. Like I think I figured out how to charge it, the last 3.5 years. And I mean, it's just a chore. Like, hey, submit these assignments at this date and this, and it's on top of that too. It's a 3.5 month course. I've been crying my way through this. Yeah, I mean, it's not hard at all. I mean, it's a joke, but it's just so time consuming and tedious. I mean,
And they were like, "Do you want to go to the online?" My leadership was like, "You want to go to the online one or in person?" Like, I guess the online one. Because well, it wasn't that bad. It was only like 2 hours from home.
Yeah, well, see, I would have to fly down there, stay in a fucking.
Yeah. Maybe like my wife. Well, I'd probably stay there during the week.
At least you'd be in state.
at least the misery's almost over. It's only we only got shoot. It's only a week and a half left. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
Thinking I might luck out because we have a mission tomorrow. I might pull that. Well, I want to be available for the mission. So we can do fine. That's true.
Considering they called me and were like, hey, would you be okay with sleeping at 10? Hoping we have something going on.
We have something, but it's fine.
Mandatory fun day. We're all going camping.
Me, my grandpa, yeah, that's what I figured you'd say.
If you had to go in country,
We go into the Ukraine.
Say I was going somewhere important, you know, just for the sake of this argument, say Russia. Unless they're in no goddamn
sure as shit you're not gonna get sleeping without a rifle.
better go to some fucking cold weather training.
No cammies.
Yeah, we're in my fucking snow gamings. Give them back.
Go war with fucking Russia. We're gonna get snow cammies.
Your winter training teaches you how to kill bears and live inside of them. Yeah, my deployment. Oh, yeah, my deployment was freaking bullshit because we got issued our 3 pair of frogs, but in Kuwait it was half-assed deployment. We never got to wear the frogs. They just had us, dirty up and waste our fucking camis we had. It's like bullshit. Those things were comfy as fuck.
And I hated this.
Oh, I know, and and on top of that too, like frogs, and yes, they're very revealing. You either look, quite plump, or you could look like super jacked in those things, and it was nice.
Like, that's the only good one.
Stupid.
Yeah, you out there.
Except hat gum is they gave us our view. They gave our FDC guys. They got all the armor. The guys that actually shot the fucking gun got a normal ass 7-ton with a fucking tarp on it. I was like, what's the point of it? If somebody just sprayed me with a tarp, the whole gun's
Concealment. I mean, my biggest thing I hated about that place is although, yeah, it's not a huge threat, it's still a little bit, so, that place could get bombed. On top of that, you're reefing down like all the freaking cancer in the air, and just I mean you're on deployment. And we got an additional of $0.00 per day, because we got no like freaking deployment entitlements. Meanwhile, my little Syria buddies are racking in $80 a day extra. Oh yeah. Dude. Exactly. Yeah, it's basically shitty garrison or a shitty exercise that we were on. And then, yeah, honestly.
Same, even though you're not in our country, and same in Djibouti too. You know, there's probably like maybe a total of like 3 to 4 max of like maybe 10 rounds to possibly 30 rounds. It's like I was on Firewatch one night, I had a radio and I'm like, yo, I got 2 like trucks coming towards us. I damn well know I got equipment. I mean, luckily I don't know
Your turf should have protected you. No, they really made us cry out there too, because it was, you know, for us it was the standard 9-month deployment, and it was legitimately 6 days out. Flight is already set for us returning, and it was when COVID started arising, and yeah, they're like, hey, you guys got to stay here for a little longer, and we're like, how long? And they're like, we're not sure. Could be 3 months. I'm like, cool. And yeah, we got extended an extra month and a half. Not ideal. And especially, like I said, with Kuwait, there's literally no benefit besides you want to die. My Syria buddies made an extra, you know, like $5,000 out of it, so they didn't really mind that much.
We were on the mute. I was on the one that the one where the guy fell on the aircraft carrier. He's never found again. But on our way back, so we're stuck on shipment. And on our way back, we were supposed to go to Thailand. We're almost to Thailand, and that's when Trump decided to flew everybody out for Christmas or whatever. So we to chill there while everybody pulled out over Christmas, and then restart. So we got extended. Hits. No, this is 28.
Yeah, no, I mean, I still stand to my I still think what we should do is take Trump's plan of building a wall, but instead of around America, we build it around like just all of the Middle East, and then everyone leaves and they can figure it out themselves.
Sure, nobody gets out.
Dude, if you ain't got 2 RCOs on your rifle, you're wrong.
Damn near walk off.
You dream in high school when you were a fucking punk. You're always a dumbass.
Gotta keep all them Mexicans out.
Dude, I was so when I drove from California to Florida, it had me Google Maps made me go like super south on it, and there was two border like gateway things that I went through, and then honestly on the first one I was confused, like I see some border whatever patrol going up, and I'm thinking to myself like, shit, am I going to Mexico? Like, did I fuck this one up? And yeah, and you know, conveniently for me, I had my safe with me in my passenger seat, which had my passport. So I guess I would have been kind of fine. And no, it was just because it's so close to the border, they got to check and whatever. So I go through, and then the second one really cracked me up. So I see in front of me there's a vehicle, and they had pulled off to the side, and everyone was like pulling out. So then I roll up next, and the dude's like, "Are you American?" And I'm like, or like American citizen? I'm like, "Yep." He's like, "All right, go." It just let me through, and like if that's their protocol to ask you that, like what? How did they fuck up in front of me? Because I looked at them, they're as American white looking as shit as you can be. Out of, and there was like kids too, you know. Yeah, I don't know. True.
Well, I can't. Everything is goddamn great. I was like, what big excuse after like, get a fucking degree and then get a better job if you have a serious problem.
Oh god.
Really that serious? Goddamn leaving shit on 4 or 5
Was a fucking like teenager. Okay?
You still work at
Yeah. Like, what are you gonna bitch at the fucking McDonald's or the teenager store job?
Tell me you're fucking
You're stealing my job.
They bitched at the recruiter. It's like, well, I mean, you're just making shitty decisions. Like, I don't know how you're not able to make your fucking trip. Fucking 390.
Inflation is pretty bad. Inflation.
Yeah, take their phone.
Don't take their job.
Imagine if you had imagine having to have a degree to join the mafia.
My buddy Marcus. Yeah, that's kind of one of those redneck cop type fella. Used to be the sheriff. Doesn't like the Mexicans. Any other.
Yeah, I feel bad for one of my buddies back home in Michigan, because he's civilian, never did anything military, but he does computer things similar to us, and has to go the normal route, college, to get the learnings and the certs and all that kind of stuff. I mean, homeboy's been doing that for like 7 years and pretty much took the old college break, which means he'll probably never go back. Made pretty much no progression to anything. His certs are like nowhere. Meanwhile, I'm like, hey man, how's it going? I feel so bad too, because like I asked him like, hey, you got your Sec Plus yet? And he's like, no, I'm still studying for. I'm like, bro, I've already had to renew mine. Like,
Yeah, looking at a lot of jobs like jobs and shit out there. Most of them are like degree or just a bunch of experience in basically very like
Well, that's so like my roommate right now. I was talking to him, and he was like, "Yeah, I want to do kind of like cybersecurity, grade school, like college." Yeah,
oh yeah, yeah. True. And it's such a joke. Like,
I mean, get out of the military and like really didn't plan any shit.
well, it's not like that. Like I can get that if they were like a fucking
Yeah, like
infantry guy
yeah,
or like a fucking artillery man. Like, yeah, you're gonna
you should have been getting a degree while they were in. They get free education.
you think those motherfuckers are smart about it. Have you ever met an infantry guy?
I mean, I was close to even my guys.
man,
Do you leave?
looking down the barrel to see if there are rounds down there. Like, yeah.
Completely out in the open without a fucking sleeping system at all because it's easier to put away. Going like mildly hypothermic every night, you know?
I'm not saying I've done that, but I'm just saying I've done it.
Yeah, hole where he wasn't yelled at.
Yeah, that was fucking stupid. I dug a dead ass fighting hole and my team had to prove it. He was A-okay with it. And the staff sergeant just slapped on it. He was so pissed. He was so he was just wearing a fucking suit. I mean, like, it's not hard to do anything. But he's like, I'm just gonna try to trick this fella. Like, I was in it. Like, I was just gonna leave the fucking hole. It came as I was covering the fuck up. It was like,
Somebody's gonna fall. Like you should have just acted like you didn't even dig it.
Well, staff started. I was actually walking and I fell in it, but I was too tired to get out.
yeah. Well, actually, you're upset because you got to sleep in a heated fucking truck. Go fuck yourself. I was stuck outside along with the other troop, and I was like, yeah, if you want to dig a hole for it, it's gonna be fucking warm. So, I digged a hole, fuck off.
It's gonna be 5 degrees in my hole.
And this guy was just so pissed off about it. I was like, did you let her get hurt? Dude,
Dumb shit. So mad over that shit.
it's like, did anybody get hurt? I don't see the fuckers. I was like, if anything, you would think this would be a smarter way because, you know, born into the situation, I would have been safe against the fire.
There was a time out there in Kuwait. I think I crossed the line with my gunny because we were normally pretty good on things. So like my computer setup, it was like 2 laptops or 3 and a desktop or whatever. And there was like I think I had 2 monitors set up to it. Well, I was also in charge of inventory, so I knew all the excess computers we had. So I decided to upgrade to a 4-monitor array. And he rose an eyebrow, but he allowed it. And then one day I was like, I have the real estate for it. What if we jerry rig ourselves a display stand? And I ended up having 7 monitors on my table. And I got into work the next day, and the first thing I hear is, "Gunny wants to see you." And all he said to me was, "Really?" Yeah. So we went back to my pitiful 4.
I don't understand why you're so upset about shit like who fucking cares?
Yeah. Did I short circuit the little place we worked at because the power there was terrible? Yes, actually 3 times in a row. But after I recabled it, it fixed the problem mostly.
And like I was sending them email with like some stuff like that. And these motherfuckers are notorious for fucking sorting emails.
Oh god.
Fair, where they'll never see your email again. And like we did so much work. We brought them hundreds of things, and the fucking bitch ass lieutenant bitch decided to come over, and she's like, "Oh, you got it, stuff." And I've had it at this point. Like, it's been weeks. They've been like, "Well, you can do this stuff." It's like, we're sending you a godly amount of stuff. Like she comes over and I'm like, "Why don't you check your fucking email?" I'm just kidding. I walked home and the fucking the staff sergeant, she got to be a sergeant in the Marine, joined the Coast Guard, became a petty officer, and now is a staff sergeant in the Army.
What the hell?
That fucking fell back. I was like, Mark.
Oh. Dude, you want to know freaking petty? When I was at Corey's station, I was on duty, and it was my first time doing duty there, so it was quite annoying. But anyway, so I'm sitting there. Yeah. But anyway, so I'm sitting there, like the door's open, so like any passerbys can like see if you're there and stuff. So I'm just chilling there, and then like basically the dude to the right of me, his door must have been open, like the whoever Lance Corporal that lived there, and then this I think it was Air Force, like basically staff sergeant or maybe their E7 like walked by and happened to peek in this dude's room, which was trash. And then she keeps walking. Well, because I heard her talking to him and she sounded disgruntled, and I was about to say something, but I was just like, you know what? Not my problem, right? Anyway, she keeps walking, and then she sees me with the door open, and she's like, starts to talk to me, basically asking like who I am. I'm like, duty for this barracks here or whatever. And then she's got the fucking audacity. She's like, oh, well, if that's the case, you need to see what this here Marine's doing. I'm like, the fuck? And she like had me go look at his room. It's trashed. And she's like, I understand the military ways for the Marine Corps or whatever. Like, I know this isn't like acceptable. I'm like, okay. First of all, it's not your fucking dude, but I'm like, all right, cool. And then she really drew the line. She's like, I'm so-and-so person. I'm actually the reason you guys have the duty here because of the event that happened like a couple weeks back, and I wanted to make sure you guys were watching your people. I about slapped that bitch. Like, so you're telling me you're the reason I'm here right now? Yeah, like, oh my god.
Don't they expect it like clean like that? But it's like, I hate it when like duty comes by on the fucking weekend just to see if your room is still like that's shit.
Shit like that, but you're not even one of us. Like, so why the fuck do you care?
So like the Navy guys who got caught having sex in our little lab area. Like those motherfuckers come by. I'm being nice to my rovers. I'm like, you guys just gotta rove every like 30 minutes. You know, like once you go, like switch it out. You guys don't have to rove the whole fucking time. Like this fuckers come to the door and civilian clothes, Navy, and are like, ain't y'all supposed to be roving? And I was like, who the fuck are you? And like he's all like I'm a soldier on duty. He's like, oh nobody. I'm like, damn right, you're nobody. Get the fuck off me.
Fucking knows.
I was on duty almost Christmas. And I saw this dude walk in in full like war army uniform. I was like, oh, that's kind of weird. I don't really care that much. But he was like, good shit. He came down to us after like probably like 15, 20 minutes of walking around. He was like, oh, I'm duty. And I was like, because I was the fucking duty NCO, and the ADD was like gone. I was like, yeah, what's up? And he was some fucking staff sergeant. I was like, what's up? What do you mean, what's up? Fucking, you got shit broken down. Fucking, your Marines have moved to wash your dryers. I'm like, I'm sorry, who are you? He was like, I'm staff sergeant. And I was like, I didn't hear barracks manager in that anyway. Well, I'm not. I just probably never found again. And I was like, so do you have anything in the barracks? He was like, no. I was like, okay, can you just fuck off? Like, I don't care.
Wait, did he at least show you how big his dick was? Did he at least show you how big his dick was?
If I thought I'm gonna go fuck with other people, that's totally isn't my job.
We had back in our duty got so stupid because one of our dudes like in the morning for like a week, and this dude's on duty with one of my buddies, and it's like it's not something. Like there's so many duties on post. Each barracks has duty. The fucking post itself has duty. And then you have MPs driving it. Like anyway, this motherfucker. He had to like sit at the pool table or what I mean, like pool, because nobody is there. And some fucking sergeant walks in, uses their fucking mind, don't report it in and everything. Like, I'm supposed to be fucking playing pool.
Yep.
He's on water because it's in the lounge, so he's walking in, and then the police walks in and blasts him on TV. And he's like, can I read a book? I'm like, you're supposed to be on duty, paying attention. And he's like, what am I supposed to do? It's 2 in the morning. Am I supposed to watch the fucking paint dry? Like, I don't know. Like, how do you expect people to stay awake? You're not getting, they can't read, they can't study, they can't do anything.
Have you ever had duty up here?
Yeah, me and I had it once, I think. Oh yeah, same. I was doing typing tests, I was making videos, I was fucking, yeah. Yeah. Well, it actually worked for me too to, basically to cover my ass. The freaking major that was on duty, as well, he comes in, and I get it. Some people are very against like being on computers, and he hits me with oh, so what are you doing? And I figured he was trying to put me on blast for whatever reason. But luckily, I'm on sergeant's course, and it happened to be the week we were doing a fucking writing essay. I'm like, oh, sir, I'm writing an essay about blah blah blah, this and that, and I'm drafting up the thesis right now, and I gotta. I was like, oh, okay, sounds good. And he asked me about it later too, like, oh, how'd that essay go? I'm like, oh, yeah, it went pretty well.
This guy was just a fucking dick. You know, like the nerd who got like the
Oh god, yeah.
The only reason anybody listens to him is because he's a staff sergeant.
He's probably holding the gunny billet.
I know. He comes by as a CDO and like we're in shock. And he like walks in the barracks. He comes in there, he's like, hey, I'm gonna need you to come clean behind the wires. Like, like that's the field like that's a field thing. And it's like he made me in my like chucks like move the washer and like get down on my knees and sweep behind it. It was just really bad. Really annoying.
One of the most off the wall ones I had was back out when I was in Oki. So I'm sitting there on duty, and I knew the guy because I worked with him. He comes into the duty hut, and he's like, I want to know if you can help me with something." I'm like, "Okay, what is it?" He's like, someone took my underwear." I'm like, "What?" He's like, they were in the wash machine, and then I went to dry them, and when I took them out, like they weren't there, like somebody took them. Like, okay, and what do you want me to do? He's like, well, we got to find out who did it. Like, it's not really my problem, and like, bro, it's underwear. He's like, but they were expensive, like they're from so and so place, and they were like $20. I'm like, dude, there's literally nothing I can do, and I'm not writing this in the logbook. And like, he was getting so flustered, dude was like straight up about to cry. Then again, though, like I do wonder myself, like there's some things you don't steal from people. Like I ain't stealing some man's used underwear. I don't care how fancy that shit is. Like, oh yeah. And then they found it on eBay.
We got like we were walking around and we saw this dude standing outside this window and we were like, hey, this guy's name's Rivers. I'll never forget that. He had a fucking I was like, Rivers, what the fuck are you doing? He's like, oh, I'm just waiting on her. I was like, does she want you to wait on her? And then she walked outside, and right about the time she walked out, I was like, can you go away? I was like, oh, look at that. She does it. Gets the fuck away from her door. And he's like, I'm gonna stand here and make sure she's okay. I was like, Rivers, you won't beat your ass. Roll you over. And so he was like, man, fuck you. And I was like, yeah, whatever, dude. And like a week later, NCIS rolls up, and I coincidentally had duty. Yeah, so they're like, excuse me, what did you do this person? And it was Rivers, and I was like, what? So I took him to his room, and they arrested him, and then started going through all of his shit. Apparently, he was like using the barracks Wi-Fi to go onto the fucking dark web, and he fucking did all kind of shit. He was selling drugs. He was fucking spying on the nigga Crossroom with her webcam playing. It was wild. He ended up
With great power comes great responsibility.
I normally like go down to the washer, whatever. There's shit already in there. For them. But chick, they're like, no, fuck that, not getting it. We avoided them and like fucking
The one thing I hate about taking like some courses, I don't remember if it was Sec Plus or another something computery course, but it's where, you know, people learn stuff and they get super cocky about it like they're fucking god because, you know, they learned about it for 10 minutes. And we're covering like Wi-Fi, and they thought it was like super cool, and they basically like, yo, I could probably get into anyone's Wi-Fi. I'm like, yeah, fucking good luck. I'm like, I bet I can get into yours. I'm like, go ahead if you can, you know, free Wi-Fi. Because, you know, Wi-Fi is one of my specialties and my shit's pretty locked down. And, you know, I never monitored to see if they were trying to access it, but, you know, I would have had notifications if they got in. And ultimately they never did, even though they said they were experts at it. Though, oh, I do remember so the Sec Plus course I was in, so we're, you know, we have to connect to their little Wi-Fi router or whatever. And one day I got curious, type in, you know, 192.168.1.1, and, you know, a little default page pops up. I took a gander over at the router they were using, look up the default creds, typed them in, hit enter, and I was in. Like, so much for this being a fucking security course. I didn't do anything. I mean, I guess sure I could have kicked people off or, you know, done dick things, but that shit cracked me up. Yep. Yeah, there was a when I was down in Georgia taking my course. Now I blame it on them. Pretty much their course was like all fucked up for their questions and stuff and the way they had them ordered. Basically, like when you look at questions and they're in like grid format or whatever, like 3 rows of like 8 columns or whatever, you would normally left to right, left to right. You would assume. Apparently not. You had to like pay slight attention to the numbers of each one, and you'd go from here to there and skip all over the fucking place. So I'm trying to learn tunneling, all right, and I'm like bouncing all over the place, getting everything super confused. Nothing's connecting. Some stuff is connecting. Point. It was so fucked. I had to ask the instructor, like, okay, I understand how tunneling works and this and that, but like, why the fuck is this shit not working? And they're looking, anticipate I did the way I was supposed to, and my shit is just so far off. They eventually realized, basically screwed up the order of the question. But they also got confused too. They're like, there's no way you can remote into the system. So whatever I did, I somehow red hatted myself into like their computers, completely on accident, obviously. But oh shit.
Oh my god. So remember at JTAC when fucking Mr. Kerman like shit power went out? Servers!
My servers!
It's a t-shirt out in charge of all the fucking the servers at JTAC.
Nice.
Power goes out, you get the and you log all the fucking battery back up to my servers.
Dude, fucking that dude's a wall walker.
Session with something like that.
Me too. I were so I'm never gonna be good at these guys because I'm not into what they are.
Oh yeah, like any type of logs, I do not give a shit about logs at all. I hate it with the passion.
I spent 12 hours asleep.
I spent 15 hours trying to make a rock paper scissors game that didn't work. So
Like, you're doing like hour and hour. I like that. Networking? No.
You like networking, it's like, okay.
yo, fuck you.
We did make this shit real quick.
Yeah, no, they don't use, to that thing, like, I was like, I can't, somebody calculate, or when they have to go offline, like, no, you should know,
Oh, okay, yeah. So those ones, yeah.
it's out the old human.
Well, no, like even I'm good with networking and all that fancy stuff, but the one thing I don't like is you get to like I did, got to a freaking new duty station. They pretty much just hand me the freaking papers and documents for like passwords or whatever, half-ass picture of what the network looked like, and like yeah, just start going around looking through stuff, blah blah this and that. Like, bro, I don't know what the fuck the IPs. I don't know what connects to what. Like, you're literally throwing me in the deep end here, Because sure, because I've had networks before, because I've dealt with them for months. I can tell you the serial number of every hard drive and what specific IP and MAC goes to what. That's because I spent a lot of time on them compared to brand new freaking yeah. I feel like such an asshole too to ask them like 8 times over, like, "Hey man, what's the password?" Because they use different password schemes and whatever. So I'm like, forget that shit every 3 seconds.
I thought like one guy
Yeah.
He's like, yeah.
He's like,
Don't expect to get anytime soon.
he's like, yeah, pretty much. Like, I was like, am I just like a and I just sat at it?
Well, yeah.
Partially.
Yeah, I mean, and that's just the network, let alone all the applications and trash that they run. So like, it was like so when I went from Okinawa to Pendleton, um, so my prior job being 2651, it's stupidly broad the amount of stuff we have to do. Well, fun fact, in when I was in Okinawa the whole time, the only time I ever touched a radio was for SO3. We made sure our 2 radios were in the safe, and if they were there, we'd close the safe, check the box. And I get to, radio battalion, and it's kind of in the name. They deal with radios like a lot. And it didn't help me either. I was a corporal, and then 3 weeks later promote to sergeant, and they expect rank knows all, and they immediately put me into team leader position. And then hey, you got an exercise coming up in 3 weeks, and I'm like, all right, it's been like 3 years, man. And the team that I had, like, sorry to hate on them, they were pretty shitty. My basically my RTO, my radio operator, knew radios less than I did. And the rest of my team was and the rest of the team was garbage. I had to pretty much do near everything, and I did figure out radios. I fucking crash coursed the shit out of that stuff. But that was probably up there in the top 3 for most miserable exercises I've ever been on.
I hate being lost.
I hate fucking printers. God damn it. Is that one of the reasons I left the 51 MOS was just because of the stupid shit they expected us to do, and it was like printers. Sure, in the very fine lines of our description, we deal with printers, but our schoolhouse taught us, we covered printers. They were like, hey, so printers, there's 6 different types. They use different inks, this and that. All right, next section. And that was pretty much what I learned about printers, but because of that, I'm a SME.
I don't mind being lost. What it is I hate being lost and everybody expects you to know this.
Or stuff like, because I did a lot more like administrative troubleshooting and all that kind of stuff, and as the admin dude on that side, our freaking users, like, we all the time, like, please just do the bare minimum. Check if your cable's plugged in, or especially with printers, like, it literally fucking tells you what to do. It's got pictures that says A, and it'll show you a flashing color of A on where the printer is. Or when it says toner cartridge is low, that means the toner cartridge is low. Like, you don't need me to tell you what the printer tells you. Yeah, and yeah, or the fucking, the constant battle of, their shit's fucked up, and them giving you the most vague information. My computer's not working. Okay, like, what's the problem? Like, it just stopped working. Like, it's not doing the thing no more. It's like, what thing is it not doing? My email's not working, and you're pulling teeth to find out. And eventually, they can't send emails, so you look into it, their servers are fucked up or something. Like, you gotta give me something more, and your shit's not working. Oh, dude, yeah. Yeah, very, very fortunate for me, and given I pressed hard on it, I never worked true help desk, and trust me, I avoided it at all costs. That's like, you're literally the #1 punching bag.
accelerator run change. It's like, like, oh, who's my computers? And I knew I was, so I would do it now, but I was like, I understand that. So I raised my hand, he's like, oh, and I come with it, he's like, take my computer. I wasn't connected to the internet for some reason. I forgot what it was, but it was something. Like, he didn't have his Wi-Fi on. He didn't plug in more. Dude, I mean, he was also like, some sort of, he's from like California, like cholo Mexican dude.
Oh, he's the one who you were true next to him.
Yeah, he was stealing the jobs.
We're doing some party for him, and he asked, like, have you got job yet? Mind you, like, barely. And we're like, no, that's not what we have. He's like, oh, my fucking chat's getting hungry. They fucking mute. So fucking mute. Dude, this man's task for one killed his figure. He looks like the dude that would have like 6 pit bulls that are just trained to kill him. And then just the way he fucking said it was like, I was over dying. Shit was so fucking funny. We're like, alright, that's alright, we'll go get food, I guess. So for you down to continue our ugly line of succession.
The middle of something that came real quick.
Stage so here it's really quick, so but kind of now these guys get to partake Conquest of Ugly.
You guys must be bad luck. I've been streaming for the last hour and I've yet to get, I think, one under 40 seconds.
Snake?
Yeah. Is that, I mean, that's nowhere near my record, but like an okay run is like, you know, anything under 40 seconds. Yeah, get good at being lucky. That's literally Like legit though, that's like the most annoying bit. Like, is it possible that me when I initially set my record, is that I guess the record I'll never beat again? Oh fuck, I actually fucked that one up. That would have been under 40. Yeah, that's the one thing I hate about these speed running is like, what if you hit your limit and you can never beat it, and you're just now wasting your time.
Been a lot of YouTube reviews in the speed run recently.
Yeah, I mean, I did it well before I wanted to speed run, like for like streams or videos. Actually, I think I started. It was in JCAC. I played on Cool Math Games. I was playing Sudoku. The specific version was Ultimate Sudoku. It was actually pretty sweet. So I started off like on the easy mode, and I solved it in like 5 minutes and 34 seconds. Which I'm good at Sudoku. I can solve it every time. But I was like curious, like okay, so you can go a little faster, and I kept going. Before under 5 minutes, under 4 minutes, 3 minutes, 2 minutes. I kept saying to myself, like, oh, there's no way I can go under, like a minute 30, and then eventually like a 129. And then eventually my current record, I ended up getting a 59-second solve, which that's what really pushed me to start doing like speed running things, because then I started doing the Google Snake, and then a different Sudoku version and a couple other games.
I never really did speedrunning. I'm never actually really that good at video stuff.
Well, again, you got to find your niche, Although sure, it'd be cool for me. I'd love to have the Minecraft record. Yeah, it's just not gonna happen. That amount of skill it's not in my body. But at least something like Sudoku, or Snake, that's within my limits. Especially the Sudoku one. It's a way smaller community, but one of the versions on speedrun.com, I actually I held first place on 2 occasions, and I was the first one on our version to break like the 4-minute barrier, and then eventually stupid fucking Federal Will ended up beating me, and then some other fucking dude. Yeah, because I played 2 different versions of Sudoku. There's one on speedrun.com that's official. That's the one where I held the record, and then the one I prefer most, it's not available on there, and I've submitted multiple times for them to put it on their website, but they keep denying it because they're assholes. The style of like speedrunning things I like to do is more short-based games, like something I can do in under 5 minutes. Because the speedruns where people play for like 3 hours, like fuck that, that's such a waste of time. Exactly. I mean, sure. I mean, at this point, yes, I don't even know how many hours, if not days, I've put into like Snake, but at least it's a little, more satisfaction based, because I get, so many more attempts. Yeah.
Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah. I mean, oh yeah. I mean, I was actually watching a video the other day about pretty much like the Dark Souls speedrun category of pretty much doing the no-hit runs, and pretty much they were able to, play like Dark Souls 1 or 2 or 3 or whatever without getting a single hit on their character. But obviously they have to, make it more intense. So the current record it's pretty much the entire Dark Souls series plus the spin-offs to it. It's a total of like 6 games where you don't get hit one time, and it's like some 12-hour plus grind. And it's not an easy one too, because like you have to be super freaking diligent to not get hit by anything. And that is because I was talking to stats how like so and so has been grinding for the last year and a half. It's like, what the fuck, no.
Achilles mad.
must be nice.
I for a fact don't want to go outside. Back will do an ugly fire.
Hopefully it won't take very long, but when I get back around, I will start an ugly empire.
Oh,
You can start it once I come through.
oh, did you do the game?
No, I'm probably gonna get it when I get back.
The other game I want to download. I have to get the game because
Later.
Adios.
Where is it? A faction that's one soul ahead of me. Very scared. They're going to beat the game before me.
Don't even know what that means, but yeah, scary. Was it like a Civilization game? Yeah, I've played one of those before. I've never. No, I don't think I've ever played any of them. They got like one Roman one or something like that, don't they? Okay, yeah. Yeah, because I know I own one of them, I just never played it.
Sounds pretty good. It's mainly fantasy and it's like a bunch of demons and it's messing with stuff. So, in the Warhammer universe, I don't know if you know what the Warhammer universe is.
Good news, at least with these streams, is I'm able to get my YouTube watch time up. Basically, because I have a bunch of stuff open on the computer to do them, and one of the things I have open is the stream itself to make sure what people see is what they're supposed to see. But it acts as watch time, so I'm racking up the hours. Well, mainly for YouTube's like monetization policy to be like. Yep. So there's a few caveats to it, and pretty much the two heavy hitters is 1,000 subs and 4,000 hours of content watched within the last year. And if you can, so if you can hit those benchmarks plus other tiny things, then at that point you can sign up for the partnership program.
So you need to have at least some people who watch your stuff.
Oh, sub 40. All right.
Get these guys out. Right here. Get this army. Killing animals. Character code.
I'm like trying to find a way to make a bunch of money. 'Cause, like,
Get a. What are you trying to make?
I say I just need to find a bunch of money because right now I feel like, or when spring comes out, 600.
Adios, money.
No, evidently the taxes are based upon the size of your village. Building your own. It's getting rather pricey.
Let them know this is America.
Right? Okay.